Welcome to Freaky Fauna Friday, where every Friday we take a little time and explore some of the freaks of nature from around the planet we cherish so deeply. So please, jump aboard and let's explore the wilds together. Hi, welcome back to Freaky Fauna Friday. I'm the great and peaceful Mr. E.
I'm JClone74.
Oh, that's funny. You should have saved it for the other show, though.
Well, don't give it away.
Now, who are you?
It's Emily.
It's been a long time.
Just a hot minute.
So, Jay died this week.
Rest in peace.
What's funny is all the episodes this week of all the shows won't have him in it except the Monday show. And it's the last one we recorded. Now, Jay got really sick this week, so thoughts, prayers, everybody, for Jay. He's doing a lot better, but he's got a road ahead of him for recovery, so just thoughts and prayers. But he'll be back on scene next week with all of the shows. So Emily came on for today's Freaky Fauna. I even think you picked this one, if I remember right.
I did.
It is the kiwi.
Like the fruit?
The bird. Which I should have looked before this if kiwis are from New Zealand. Because they call them kiwis. Like they call the people kiwis.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if it's because of the bird or because of the fruit.
Or both.
Or is it because the fruit looks like the bird?
Or does the bird look like the fruit?
No, the bird.
With legs.
The bird evolved first. I'm fairly certain the bird came first.
It's like what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Oh, funny you mention eggs. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
Oh, snap.
No, so the kiwi is a bird. It's like a potato. It's pretty much if you gave a long beak to a potato. Their main prey sources are worms, spiders, insects, and fruit. They should use that long beak to prod the ground and get some worms and stuff like that. Kiwis, this is a really, really weird fact for you. Kiwis have a very highly developed sense of smell, which is extremely rare in birds. Even some of our carrion birds. Do you remember what the word carrion means?
Is that like your cardinals and stuff?
No.
What is that, fly?
Vultures and that stuff. Like eating dead stuff. Carrion's dead food, like dead meat, rotting meat. So, yeah. So besides those, it's really rare. Now, wingspan. It's always interesting for a bird. We've had several birds on here, like the Steller sea eagle. These guys have a 1.5-inch wingspan. So each wing is about an inch long.
Just like your finger.
Yeah, you can't even see them. They're dense feathers. They have an extremely long incubation period, up to 85 days.
That's more than a guinea pig.
Is it?
Yeah, guinea pigs are like 74 days.
Yeah. Well, it's not a guinea pig. It's a kiwi.
No, but I'm just saying relatively.
Very different animals. Not related, kind of whatsoever. I should have been drinking for this one.
Am I that bad already?
Yeah, we got a lot to get through tonight. Their big problem with these guys in the wild right now, they are endangered. They're being preyed upon invasive foxes, wild dogs, and outdoor cats. Because even though they're big, kind of big, they're not very good at surviving. I
mean, they're not really anything but legs.
Mm-hmm. Delicious, delicious legs. They are very solitary animals, except when they're breeding. Their favorite food by all is worms. They go nuts for worms.
Like what kind of worm? Like a nightcrawler worm or like a mealworm or like
a nightcrawler.
Just worms in general.
Like a nightcrawler. Sometimes I can't tell when you're serious.
That was a serious
I know.
question.
That's why it took me a second to look at your face to see. Average clutch size, which how many eggs they lay, is 1. And we'll get to that in a little bit why. They're only found, so the slogan is only found in the forest in New Zealand. They dig giant burrows underground, and they actually can share these with some lizard-like creatures called tuataras. Yeah, so they start molting right after birth. They'll start changing their colors, or they're losing their feathers and regrowing them. They can have brown, gray, or white feathers. They can run pretty fast for what they look like. You want to take a guess?
40 miles per hour?
Not that fast.
No.
No, 12.
That was close.
I mean, for something that looks like a potato. They can run at 12 miles per hour. They get up to 7.5 pounds. And they can be 17 inches tall. Isn't just They are near threatened is currently their conservation status. They are, like I said, only found in New Zealand. Their population right now is estimated to be at 68,000 birds, which is the best they've had in a long time. These guys almost went extinct. And it was due to a lot of secondary stuff of just invasive species, losing habitat, all that. And I'm sure some people stole them, but,
I mean, I would.
So here's some really, really weird facts. The kiwi first evolved 30 million years ago, which makes it one of the oldest living species of bird. That's when you go, wow, interesting. The kiwi has the lowest body temperature of any other known bird.
But they live in rainforesty climates.
Forest.
Right?
So New Zealand can have some rainforest type, but New Zealand also has snow-covered peaks and glaciers. It's more temperate forest. So it can be almost more like Michigan, where you have these giant forests that are much more wet and cold than a tropical rainforest. But they still have a lot of rain. One of the most, like I already said, is the amazing fact that they have such a highly developed sense of smell. They can probe the ground with their beak and smell worms through the dirt. So the female kiwi is one of the few birds that has a functioning pair of ovaries. Most birds almost always have a single ova. So they have chickens have two, but most birds have one. Any questions?
So they have two?
Mm-hmm.
So then why is that I don't really know birds, so why is that so special, one or two? But then she only has one egg.
They can have two eggs. So just an average clutch size is one. They have two also. Let's get to the egg. They lay massive eggs. You ever seen a kiwi egg?
It's probably as big as the kiwi.
It's almost the same size as the kiwi. So you talk for a second while I pull you up a picture.
I don't know. I just would imagine it's like a palely colored egg the size of the kiwi, just without legs or the long beak.
Yeah. All right. I suggest everybody look up an x-ray of them because it's just literally, it's almost the entire body of the bird is an egg. There's a good picture, literally. So they lay one and then they don't start incubating it yet. And then because their second ovary is already kind of working on making another one. So they'll hatch two at once. But they only got really room for one egg in there. It's almost ostrich size, which is crazy.
But they're not ostrich size.
That's what I'm saying. That's why it's crazy. Is they lay a huge egg, but they're tiny. I'm looking up which kiwi came first. Exciting radio. Talk.
Talk.
Kiwi is one of the coolest fruits. It is a perfect size snack. I'm trying to read. So they were actually called, so the bird came first. Because they were called Chinese gooseberries and melamites until the 1960s, which importers decided to give them a more fun name to remind them of the people of New Zealand where they are grown. Kiwis. So it was the bird, and then the people, and then the fruit. The fruit was last. There you go. Chinese gooseberries. That didn't sound bad.
So then does the gooseberry come before the bird or after the bird?
Probably the bird came first. I'm going to guess on that one. No, yeah. So the kiwi is a pretty cool, exciting bird. They can be kind of playful. I just seen a video of them in the zoo the other day where one ran up and dropped, kicking another one in the head, and then ran away like nothing happened. And then he turned around and fought with a different kiwi because they thought it was that one that just drop kicked it.
It's like kids at daycare.
Yeah, they got that little druggy energy, and they're attacking each other, eating worms.
Do it for Dale.
Eating worms, gushers. It's the same thing.
Just their own snot. I mean, they're kids.
So, Jay normally, we're going to end the episode now. So, Jay always, at the end of a Freaky Fauna Friday, gives a nice little memento for the weekend. So, a little speech. And you got to give that to kind of get people geared up for the weekend. And it's always kind of positive. So here you go.
Here I go.
Mm-hmm. You got to do something. It's radio.
I don't know.
You're in the seat. I mean,
I'm in the hot seat.
I did reading. It's your turn to do your half of it.
Well, I guess, I don't know. Travel safe. Don't work too hard this weekend.
What's coming up?
Drink hard. Prosper.
Drink card.
No. Drink hard. H-A-R-D.
I'm like, what is that?
Prosper. I'm kidding. Don't drink hard.
To talk about what's coming up. It's December.
Happy holidays.
It's Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays.
Give a Christmas message.
Merry Christmas.
Tell everybody it's time to spend time with their family. I'm not going to write it for you.
But no, like obviously if you're traveling, travel safely. Enjoy the time that you have with your loved ones. Try to make the most of what you got. I mean.
Now, I will say Christmas time and the holidays in general is a very high time for depression. So if you have a friend or a loved one that's, kind of off by themselves or doesn't have anywhere to go, reach out to them and try to be that positive light in their life this Christmas season, because it can be a really trying time, especially for people that have lost their families and have had difficult times this year, So just try to be the light in somebody else's life this Christmas season. There you go. I wrote it for you.
Thank you.
Once again, I've been the great and peaceful Mystery.
And I've been J Clone 74.
I think it was 78 at the beginning, but we'll find
74.
out. All right, guys. Bye.
Thank you for listening to Freaky Fauna Friday. If you want to help the podcast grow, remember to share and give it a 5-star review.